professional skills. I am not sure I would spend too much time on this. Except if you tell me that you're enjoying it, if I can get some thumbs up, because I know I talk too much and I just want to be sure that you're getting value. Thank you. All right. For public speaking and presentation, foundational, very, very important. There, again, Udemy is the place to go. You just have to speak. Here in Canada, for example, it's not just even about your art skills or your educational skills. It's about your soft skills as well, your public speaking skills. Canada, for example, they kind of prioritize networking. Who are you beyond your CV, beyond your resume? Before all of this, I am a PhD, MSc, BA, and BSc, beyond all of the appellation. Because sometimes here, they just go to school, college, and they start working. And they've just been so good at that work and they are there for 20 years, right? So when you're coming, they're kind of also thinking, they're a bit intimidated when it comes to all your big academic portfolio. And so your soft skill is very important. In fact, here, they start to teach the kids public speaking and presentation as early as grade 3, right? So when you see them, they appear more bold than some of our doctorate students or some of our master students whom really cannot even just handle a clear presentation. So I would say that, yes, public speaking is very important. You just have to continue to practice it. Practice makes perfect. Whether you like it or not, I'm a very shy person. I'm shy sometimes. So we're still learning it. And I was, just going through a YouTube video. I'm a learner on YouTube, and it says that when you're doing it afraid, that means it's going to be good. Nobody is a born public speaker or, everybody has this thing called fear whenever they're upping on that stage or when they're talking. You can tell from my voice that the way I was when I started is not the way I am right now. You know why? Because you're giving me the thumbs up is also kind of just helping to boost my morale. So nobody is born ready, but just continue to be prepared and yeah, leave the rest to God. I think we've spoken about writing skills and writing etiquette. In terms of the etiquette, we'll take that with the art skill because as big stars, you must make sure that when you're sending that next email to even Dr. T, all of the little juicy details that makes you be seen as a professional, we would also discuss that in the practical session, right? In terms of customer service etiquette, negotiation and persuasion, phone and email etiquette, very important. Again, there are courses online. Just be nice. Don't be angry sometimes. When you're picking a phone call, don't just say, hello? Who is that? Hello? Hi, good morning, good afternoon, right? Even if it's Wasu, your mechanic that is calling you, you never can tell, right? Wasu might be using another person's number. You just want to be really, 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 really nice to people. I recall when I was doing a training, I sold over 1,000 courses, and feedback was that it was not even because of the course, but it was just because of the way I kind of made them feel like they are human being. If you get my point. So always just make, people are having really bad days when you pick their call or when you respond to them. When I was doing a training on emotional intelligence, I think let me quickly say that this thing is called your frontal lobe, and then your thinking brain is at the back. Dr. T, correct me at the and there's something here called an amygdala hijack, an amygdala. The one that in 3 seconds, if you do not process it, if you do not pass it through that 3-second test, there are times there that sometimes I want to respond to an email. I type it. I'm like, but you're typing without really processing it. Or you want to respond to that WhatsApp text. But remember, you are giving what we call in audit an audit trail. You don't know that people are screenshotting all of those attitudes of yours. Just pass it through that 3 seconds test. That what if they screenshot it? And water like egg. Once it breaks, it's in your face. So in terms of even meeting people, random strangers, you never can tell. Just make them feel good. Introduce that I am human, irrespective of, the kids stressing, heartbreaks, boyfriend issues, kids stressing us. Today now, my kids still, one is still there trying to open the fridge. Even when I told them, please do not come out, I'm in a serious training. They're still there trying to distract me, but I'll continue to give grace. right? In terms of negotiation and persuasion, again, when somebody tells you, I always feel that when you provide value to people, it's hard for people. It's very hard for them not to come for you. It's whenever you are very salesy, come and buy this, come and buy that. That's when you lose people. But when you're all about providing value, it's just natural for people to come after you. So I would say value first, provide value. Why should I do this? What is my pain point? And it's not possible that you speak to people's pain points and they do not come for your service. Okay. In terms of professional presence, please, how many of us here are on LinkedIn? How many? Weak stars, I need to see by a show of hands. Emanuela, great. Nobody is on LinkedIn. Only Emanuela. Do you know that my first job in Nigeria, I was actually headhunted on LinkedIn? So you're sitting on a gold mine by not putting all of your skills. So, Lolu, you are not on LinkedIn with all your plenty social media powerhouse. All you do is on IG. I am offended at this time. Okay, I think that will first be our hard skill. I have this template that works, and I would say that we all have to show our pretty faces. Okay, Iyanoluwa is on LinkedIn as well. Yeah, but you have to, right? You have to be on LinkedIn because there are people who are in need of your services. And guess what? Especially when you're in Nigeria, a lot of people, they're not there. So you're still one of that 1%. You're still going to be one of that 1% that is going to be there. Things started changing for me in Canada as well when I started putting myself on LinkedIn. Not even really putting myself, but just having a profile that works. And even the fact that I could do some things, I still paid an expert, right? To do so I went to do my professional shoot. I did my cover page. So yes, I have a template. I can share that with Dr. T, and we'll all have to agree. Maybe, yeah, put me on another call and let us critique their LinkedIn profile together. I don't want you to be on LinkedIn and then the head is sliding like this. I recall there was even a dress I put and somebody told me, somebody, you're too fashionable. Your professional picture is too fashionable. If you are there as a fashion enthusiast, makes sense. So if you're there as a marketing coordinator, then you have to wear suits like this. I said, okay, I'm learning, right? So I feel that, yeah, we'll take it away from here and make sure that all of us were on LinkedIn. There's something you can do, especially for people here, administrative assistants. People are faced with research works. They need people to help them preview it. That things where you can start earning dollars, right? And yeah, you have to be here. You have to be on LinkedIn, really. And I'm not saying go there and start posting consistently. Take baby steps, even if it's to just have your portfolio, a profile, right? This is who I am. This is what I do, right? And make sure that you craft your offers very well. Like Emmanuel says, I help young educators with data, or just make sure people find you and put all of your educational background. Even if there's no educational background, it's okay. Because guess what? There was somebody here in the automotive industry. I was looking up to the person. I know this thing about when you find them and then you go to the education. I did not say anything. It was only Udemy courses and LinkedIn courses. And the person is still big. So wherever you are, you are enough. You will continue to get better, but you are enough. Don't second guess yourself. I understand with LinkedIn, people think that it's for people who are there. You are enough. So go there and let your light shine. And I think lastly, for project management tools as well, online etiquette is very important. When people come to you, how do you respond? You know, when people, okay, so for example, I met two Turkish ladies here on LinkedIn. Let me teach you about etiquette. This person sent me an invite. Very pretty, pretty Turkish, successful people. And I said, okay, thank you. Thank you, XYZ. Thank you for connecting with me. I do not take it for granted. I look forward to learning more from you. Guess what? Today we are friends. They are also teaching me wealth planning here in Canada. What if I did not tell them thanks for that invite? I would have lost out on building a lifetime friendship with people. So just say it anyways. Like I always say, if people ignore you, do they put a stamp now that somebody ignored you on your forehead? Nobody's putting a stamp that anybody ignored anybody, right? So just do you. And whoever responds, in fact, sometimes because only 0.1% of people on LinkedIn will actually respond if somebody connects with them. Do you understand my point? So you're part of that 0.1%. Acknowledge people, be friendly. When you see somebody send you an invite and you see that, oh, this person is a person of authority, even your peer, there's always something to learn from them. Just reach out to them in their inbox to say, oh, thanks for connecting with me. I look forward to also learning from your wealth of experience. And that way you're also opening up the conversation. So I cannot say it enough. Online etiquette is important. Yesterday, I was also queried for something where I was volunteering, and they would usually send an email. Now, for me, sometimes I respond, but because it was a volunteering task, I just said, okay, because the person when they send their mail as well was close-ended. I'm sure we understand close-ended and open-ended. So close-ended is thank you, see you there tomorrow. But open-ended is kindly confirm if you will be there tomorrow. So as the person is not saying, please confirm you'll be there tomorrow, me now, I looked at it and but when the person saw me at the event, she said, Bade, you do not acknowledge messages. I'm like, okay. I thought it was close-ended. See you there tomorrow. And if I'm not telling you otherwise, you should take it as, again, it's volunteering. But yesterday, even at my own level, I got to know that irrespective of how close-ended or open-ended it is, a simple thank you, Usha, mail acknowledged is the best way. So if Dr. T is sending you weak scars, a message, please, from today on, let us practice etiquette. Like they say, charity begins from home. So let us make sure we say, thank you, Dr. T, mail acknowledge. So that way she's sure that it's not sitting in spam and you've seen it. So do we promise to do that? And then that way, whatever it is we do internally, we can also take it outside. I'm also still learning. I kid you not. Like I told you, just because I thought it was volunteering, it was from my recruiter or me, as the odds, I've responded. But now, I thought I was volunteering and they are needing me for my time, but they are still telling me, no, Bade, do better. So you see, we're constantly learning. And I'm not here to tell you that, oh, I know it all. We're still learning. But like somebody said in the comment, acknowledgement is key. Let the person know that at least you are there, you are responsive. Okay? And that is basically how etiquette starts. Like I said, so yes, for professional skills, we have a lot of tools. I do kick-ass presentation. Even my spouse that works in the bank, when I do some slides, they're like, Buddy, where is this slide from? I'm not a fan of Canva when it comes to presentation. So there's this gianttemplates.com that would have done all of the designs for you. And all you have to do is just to go in there, make it sweet. And by the time you put it on PowerPoint presentation, people is going to see Lulu as that magnificent social media manager that is trying to take a brand from 0 to 100 in 10 days, right? So you want to check their templates and make sure that you upskill your PowerPoint presentation with that. Now, really good emails. I always say there's no need to rinse and repeat. Whatever it is that you have done, people have done it in time past. Before you query ChatGPT or before you prompt ChatGPT, see what works. So if you're into content writing, email, even sometimes you want to put something on your social media, go to this really good emails.com. It has swipe libraries of over 15,000 email marketing campaigns that has worked. Go there, learn, retweak it, and post it on your social media. And thank me later, or thank Dr. T later. If you're getting value, let me know by a show of thumbs up. Okay. Again, Wamation. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Thank you for that. I'm grateful. Now, everybody uses WhatsApp, right? And to some degree, you might have to do WhatsApp marketing. It was one of the culture shock when I got here in Canada. People don't use WhatsApp as much. They are more about SMS, SMS. WhatsApp is more like an African thing, right? Yeah, but again, for some of your audiences in Nigeria or in Africa, you might be able to put them on simple WhatsApp automation, right? So using tools like Wamation can also just help to maybe automate your greeting. So I understand how it is. For me, at a point, I was selling courses and I would see about 30 emails or 30 new leads every day. Imagine telling all of them, welcome, this is who I am. Now, beyond your even all these welcome message that you can put on WhatsApp business, with Wamation, you can have your FAQs, you can just have some few programmed messages so that by the time they're coming to you, you have qualified them a bit, right? And with Creative Fabrica, well, you have to be aesthetically pleasing. I've started using it also for my post, and that way you are just able to have creative funds. It's a very big warehouse of a lot of things called creativity. So you want to check it out as well. I think to the next one, so I don't take too much of our time because we still have art skills, which is going to be hands-on practical. My favorite part, entrepreneurial skills. Mm. How many people here would tell me that, "Oh, I just want to make money, I want to work in big corporates. Entrepreneurship is not for me." Please, can you raise your hands if entrepreneurship is not for you in this 21st century? Or you have imposter syndrome when it comes to entrepreneurship? Anyone, anyone, anyone,
Those people are
anyone.
not here. Those kind of people are not here.
Okay, awesome. It's for me in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that because I don't know if you are aware, there's this thing called the cash flow quadrant, right? Where you have the employee and the business side. And for someone now who has gone through that circle, and I'm currently at the B, I can tell you entrepreneurship or nothing, especially if you are looking to migrate to this side of the world, which I pray that even if you are not here as a resident, you visit, you are in and out, entrepreneurship is the word that they are speaking globally. But I'm not a fan of jumping the process, right? So I'll still say that there's a place for you when you work in corporate. There's some things you learn, that there are life lessons that will build your resilience as an entrepreneur. Now, it's just like me. When I came here, you can see from our appellation, I do program coordination for a Black and Afro-Caribbean community here. We're over 600 members. The way I approach entrepreneurship as somebody who has done over a decade in banking industry is different from somebody, right? Whom all they have done was to be either home owners and then they now came to Canada to do business, right? So whether we like it or not, you must go through that curve, right? But having entrepreneurship at the back of your mind, even while you're in corporate, is very, very important. That is the place where you can truly, truly just leave a legacy for your kids. Like they will say, where do you see yourself 80 years from now? What do you want your kids, your grandkids, your family to be saying about you? About that person who worked, and was not available? That is the story of my life when I was in the banking sector. I monetized everything. I could pay for nanny, house girl, teachers, everything. And when it's time for the kids to even bond with me, I say, please now, you've started again. Ah, you know. And then it got to a point 10 years down the line. When I tell them this is what the Bible says, they tell me, but auntie said, I said, auntie. It's not even but mommy. It is what is the word of the Lord saying, right? And I was like, wow, if I miss out on this, I miss it for life. So I had to take 2 steps backward and go through a career break to just truly, you know, let this thing resonate. So yes, when you look at the cash flow quadrant, it's good to start as an employee. Do not despise the days of little beginning. You must learn. You must be accountable to somebody. You must understand basic etiquette. And when you go through uh, a normal corporate setting, either lowly paid or highly paid, there's always a lesson to learn from it. You will learn networking. Your team members will stretch you. you know it's actually building your endurance, for entrepreneurship. But like I said, entrepreneurship is a winning mindset and it's something that you always want to do. While I was in banking, I shared my story. I was doing digital marketing. Now let me bust your bubbles. You will find me where they are doing makeup class. As you can see from my makeup, I don't do too much. I don't break the bank. I'm one of the people that don't wear lashes. Please, do I have anybody here? Because I just feel like, am I normal? I'm still the person that will not put eyelash on, even, but I look so well made up sometimes that people would assume that I'm a lash girl, but I do not. I just use mascara and I'm good to go. You know why? Because yeah, for you to be beating your face, you will spend $150 for something that you wash away. It is when you come to this side of the world, you understand that, see, those things that your hand can find to do. And as long as you are cooking Indomie, frying plantain, there's a lot that these ants can do with God Almighty, right? Like they say, whatever your hand finds to do, do it well. So yes, I'm a fan of entrepreneurship. While you are at it, while you're trying to make money, something in you must burn to know better, to do better. For example, my kids, they started reacting to all of the foreign soaps. There was nothing I did not do. And then on Instagram, I see this person doing soap making. Guess who got to Ikorodu, our Greek bus stop, who would take Korope into somewhere to go and learn soap making? Badirewa. I go 2 days training, intensive training to go and learn how to make soap. I would turn, and guess what? I now understand saponification. All the chemistry that Dr. T, she went to go and do PhD on. Now I am a saponified. We can turn basic oils, essential oils to soap. And it truly just helped their skin at that point. Now, sometimes I always say this, when you see yourself learning a lot, that knowledge might not be for you. You could be a consultant tomorrow. And whatever it is that you've learned based on your art skills or entrepreneurship skills, you will just be able to provide insight at that time tomorrow. When I was coming to Canada, for example, I am here in Mississauga, which is like the last giddy. And for me, I'm a city girl. It's Lagos or nothing. So we pin, right? And so, yes, I started learning frontal, wig making, and all of those things. But ask me, am I even using all of those skills right now? No. But I'm able to use it for myself. And so when I go out sometimes and people see my layered wigs, and they say, oh, buddy, where did you see your wig from? I did it. Is there something you cannot do? Right now, I'm also cooking. People come to my house and eat. Oh, I do. I cook. I make juices, right? Art skills are very, very important. Entrepreneurship, you must. And when we get to these other tools, you will know what works. You will know the skills in demand. And then that way you're able to upskill based on the keyword research. Okay, so yeah, sales and persuasion, like I said, once you give value, it's just imperative that people will come to you. Bookkeeping skills, you have to also know your income and asset statements. As you are making the money, it's everything that you are doing on liability. Are you using it to buy clothes, buy clothes, buy clothes, buy clothes, do shine, 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 right? Or you're also saving it. There's this thing I learned about compounding interest. Whatever you have right now, let's take, for example, you want to make a certain amount in 72 years. What is your rate on return on that money? If you're not multiplying it, it will take you 72 years to have an increase on that particular money that you have. So take, for example, right now, you want to save 72,000, but you're not even dropping one naira to have that 72,000. It's something also that has happened to me because, sometimes for us, we went through a training school in the banking sector. They will tell you to be setting aside money. And trust me, we're setting aside the money, future value of money. But life happens, my sister. Your mother will call you. Oh, yeah, you're the banker. This person in the village needs your support. You want to make some investments. So sometimes you see that you have assets. Yes, you have cars, you have houses, but really no liquid cash. And when there's no cash flow, you would go back to those assets and start selling them to have money in your hand. So you always have to ensure that while you're at this journey of entrepreneurship, you have good financial discipline. And Dr. T will do that awesomely well. Now, online stores, digital payment tools, social selling, very important. Me, I'm for customer journey, right? And there are tools like Flutterwave, like Paystack, like even Bumper, that even allows you now to have a shop, Bumpa. God bless the soul of that one of the co-founders who died with is it a bike crash in Nigeria? But Bumper right now has helped, a daily person who sells maybe bags, right, to even have like an e-com system. So yes, these tools are there for you. Just make sure that you always think customer journey. When I was selling actively in the digital marketing space, you know that there are people that I don't even get to chat with them and they pay. They pay. So imagine if you do not put an online setup where at least people that trust you, that are saying, okay, this is who Bade is, this is where she has worked, this is what she's selling, and want to buy. Everybody must come to you. You will just, the thing will affect you because that means you're just having a very myopic mindset, thinking it's only one person, two person that will only buy your product or service. But when you're thinking scaling, when you're looking at scalability, you want to also ensure that, you are using the online payment system because people who get to trust you will pay irrespective of even talking to you, right? And for business strategy, business planning, market research, product testing, very important. Like I said, when you have your Google Chrome, when we do the ad skill, the hands-on training, I would give you a tool called Keyword Surfer that your Google Chrome extension will become like a research engine. So while you're putting in those words, it throws out how people are researching it, what volume, right? So that way you start to test this thing I want to do. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? What as simple as what's it called now? As simple as skincare. It will let you know what kind of skincare people are looking for. Yes, and for personal branding, I'm sure that is yeah very important. Customer relationship management, packaging delivery, community building, very important. I have this acronym that I love for team together, everyone achieves more. If you are one multi-added, okay, oh, single-handed business, or it's only me that can do it, then you will continue to have burnout. But when every other person is also doing it and you just have community, then that is the way to go. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so yes, I think I've touched base on all of the tools and I will not be wasting our time on that. So we can then move to Dr. T. Thank you. Oh, vocational skills. Oh God. I think I've spoken on this. If there's any question, maybe I'll take questions on this. Is there any question on these vocational skills? Because I think with entrepreneurship, they are to get the. So is there any question?
I mean, if people have questions, they probably put in the chat box. But yeah,
Okay.
you've done a great job already.
But maybe one thing to say is that if you're looking to relocate to this side of the world, yeah, your hard skills, your professional skills are very important. I have people who do mobile barbers, right? Who make more money than the people going to office and wearing suit. Yeah. And here, for example, we have this thing called garbage days, where, because they are white, they cannot fix a chair. They dump the chair on the street, and all you just have to do is to go, scouting those streets. You will see good three-seater sofas. Can you imagine? That just had maybe a simple cut, and they've dumped it. And if you're so good in your handiwork or carpentry, all these kind of skills that is not sounding well to the ears, but when you're coming to this side of the world, it just kind of help you to monetize better and it helps you. So yes, shoemaking, very important. People have shoes here that they are bad. We don't have cobblers as much. We don't have people who fixes wristwatch. So as simple as even learning how to fix wristwatch, how to insert batteries, you will do a lot. That tailors, alteration, they'll tell me that, but they were too booked. And people like, oh, I'm here, very well. They want to do mommy and auntie dress, right? So it's just for you to really know what works. There are people here that all they do is small chops. You see that Nigerian puff puff, it hits better when you're in winter and you're taking it with coffee or tea. And that's all they do, and they make so much money from it. So I'll just say that yes, you have to just ensure that you have these art skills because beyond, you know, corporate work, soft skills, you must also make sure that your hand gets dirty and find something to do. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the other side.